Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It is an absolutely gorgeous morning here on the farm today. And I had a wonderful sleep. You know why? Because no sheep got out last night. Although there was a couple turkeys that were outside of where they should be this morning. They weren't far away and they were easy to get back in. So no big deal. So we're going to run around and do the quick flight of the bumblebee. Pack some grain to everybody that needs some grain. And then see about maybe a couple projects. Not sure what we're going to get up to today. The wife's run to town. She's going to get some groceries for a camping trip. We're going to go do some camping over in Gwillem Lake on the other side of the BC border here in a few days. So I better get sure everything is tip-top condition. And we're going to double check fence lines. So I took 2 weeks off work. I spent 6 days of my 2-week vacation. I wouldn't say fixing fence necessarily, is more just putting out fires. Putting out fires everywhere. I would patch them up. Sheep would find another spot out. And so I spent a full day. Yes, I put in a full day yesterday. Committed myself to securing that fence line. And they spent the whole night where they're supposed to be. So that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. Also, as you can see, it's quite sunny out actually. It's pretty bright there today. Look at that thing go. It's in that time of year where it's a little cool in the morning. Like it's worthwhile putting on a sweater so you don't catch a chill or anything like that. I wasn't feeling very good yesterday, so I was still a bit stuffed up. Like I don't think it was the welding fumes that I think I legitimately got a bit of a cold or something going on. But it's getting to that point where by, what is it now, 9:40, I would bet you 20 minutes the sweater's gonna have to come off. And I'm probably not going to take it and put it back in the house or in the laundry basket. I'm more than likely going to leave it on the back seat of my pickup or in the side-by-side or on the tractor. So I got sweaters just all over this joint. And a week from now, it's probably going to be legitimately a cold morning. And I won't have a sweater in sight. They'll all be randomly strewn around the farm. Anyways, I'm in a much better mood today, as you can tell from what I was the other day when all the sheep were getting out. And here's a little lesson on how being angry doesn't help anything, doesn't help the situation, doesn't help you personally. In fact, it actually sets you further behind. So I had a bucket of grain that I was chasing the sheep with, or not chasing the sheep, but trying to lead the sheep with. They went in the opposite direction of where I was going. And you get mad and then you end up throwing a bucket, right? And then you end up putting a big giant crack in that bucket, not once but twice. Now that bucket's toast. Now I'm down a bucket. So I could complain that this is my own fault, right? You lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the situation, you lose your temper, and nothing gets better. Nothing gets better by doing that. All right, that's it. Can't take any more. It's got to come off. Too much. All right, I'm in the camper here now. I'm gonna have a nice cold pop. I have been working my behind off all day. The wife came out earlier and she's like, "Oh, if you're just gonna be tinkering around," like I don't know how hard you have to tinker before you're officially working your behind off, but I feel like I crossed that line. Anyways, yeah, just taking a maintenance day. I don't get a lot of maintenance days. I don't get much in the way of downtime. So I use a lot of stuff. I don't fix a lot of stuff until it's like broke. So we're about to take this thing off for a little road trip, couple hours into BC. And when we first got it, it was really frustrating because every time you go out, something would break. So today I'm just trying to make sure that before it leaves the yard, it doesn't leave with stuff broke, because by the time I get to where I'm going, it's actually going to be broke, right? So little things like there's a sliding bedroom door, like it's hanging off of one roller. I just take the whole door off, like, because it's I can't do nothing with that. This drawer down here, forever and a day, this clip here to stop it from opening has never worked since we've got it. So you get to wherever you're going, the door slid out and stuff all over the place. So annoying. So I'm just fixing those little things around the camper today. And I had to laugh. I was in the shop earlier and I needed to wipe some grease up anyway. So I went to the rag bin and I found a rag, and it was a pink rag, and it was an old t-shirt, right? And on the t-shirt, it was the whole front section, and it said, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I thought that was just really funny because you could be as kind as you want to be and somebody's still going to tear you up and wipe the floor with you. Oh, the irony. The irony was not lost on me, let's just say that. Anyways, as I put this thing back together, it's getting really frustrating because quality control or lack thereof. So, like I said, I know this thing is never actually shut and latched since we got it. But at some point in time, it should have, right? But a lack of quality control. So this little thing here, this little widget that sticks into this little thing right there, right? Totally misaligned. Like the two, when they go together, it doesn't actually even line up. And the screw that was right here, you can't see it really on the back side, but like they didn't even go into the wood. They just went up at a 45, and then the corner came off, and the screw was just rolling around underneath the drawer, and it was just like that forever and a day. And when you try to put this, like to get it to line up with this thing, there's just not that much adjustment, right? There just isn't. So I had to beat it with a hammer, because if I take the screws out and try to move it over just a 1/16 of an inch, well, I can't do that because this is all just chipboard, right? So it'll just come apart. It'll just be bad. So I literally had to go and just whack this thing with a hammer so that when I close it, it actually lines up. This shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. That these things are not cheap, right? In terms, they're not. I shouldn't say they're not cheap. They're cheap. They're cheaply made. They're cheaply constructed, but they are not inexpensive to purchase. And that's just really frustrating because we bought this one used, so it's not like it was new or anything like that, but it wasn't free, right? I think we paid $19,500 or like close to $20,000 for this thing. And, some days you haul it down the road and you're like, man, like, I don't know, like it's just chipboard and shitty linoleum. And it's a wonder it even makes it down the road without the whole top of it just flying off and you end up just dragging a set of wheels to where you're going. Okay, so it's just getting on to the end of the day here now. I guess that's kind of stating the obvious. You can see the sun setting behind me here there, but just been working on this little fence here in behind the shop. So this is where we've had the sheep back in here most of the time, but I put the horses back in here for a while, and you can see just how much pressure they put on this page wire fence, right? Absolutely thundered it. I was really, really impressed about that because page wire is so easy to fix and maintain and do all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I tried to patch it up. I ended up putting the rams back in behind here this summer just because there was some extra grass for them to eat, which is mostly gone now. There's a little bit of stuff there left, but they've been getting out of here, jumping through this spot between here and the barbed wire and getting over and just hanging a licking on my wife's trees. And that makes me top famous. So I did put a couple strands, you can see, of the electric wire here. And I got an old Stockman electric fencer, direct 120 volt plug-in, and so this is right up, like it's right close to the shop here, so I got just a cord strung over, and I think you could just put the tester on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's lighting it up pretty good there. So we were at the carnival, we'd be winning the big prize. That's all the way to the top of the tester. So what does that convert to in discouragement factor? Well, I'm pretty sure if I touched that, I would actually shit my pants. So I'm gonna let the rams back in here and we'll figure out pretty quickly how bad it is or how good it is. Whether or not they go back to eating trees or whether they stay where they're supposed to stay.